Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. It's a wonderful day, and it doesn't matter what time you decided to click play. Hey.
You left my diamonds in my pearl. I said thank you, I designed it.
Yo, I know a lot of people don't be viewing these videos that much. I just gotta say this, even though I'm a firm believer of speaking things into existence, because we are going to understand that people are going to grab onto this later on and realize the true value that's coming out of these videos and the level of advice that I have to share with you guys, because you guys want to hear it and I'm here to deliver it to you guys. But it's time to start applying this, okay? We always want to apply. We don't want to apply. That's the problem sometimes. But we must apply ourselves in a realm, in this physical realm where we are living, where we have to be focused on so many things, such as working, going to school, having relationships with other people, because it's not just us that live on this world, like you and me personally. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, each and every single one of us is connected to another person who is connected to another person who is connected to another person. And that means all of us are one at the end of the day. No matter how we want to see ourselves as divided, we are all one. And it sucks that in a realm where we are all one, but we are so different, everybody just wants credit. And it makes sense, because we live in such a money-based reality where everything must be about credit, because people want their credit so that they can get their credit and have their money and all that, period. So this is why I want to say that credit is very important. Give credit to yourself, regardless to if anybody else is giving credit to you, because credit is something that comes from within. When people are starting to look outside and like looking for other people to give them credit, that's when it becomes a strain. That's when it's a struggle. It's so much easier to just look within yourself and give yourself credit for what you have done, and just keep on creating things and keep on living a life that you want to be credible for. You see what I'm saying? Like, everybody only wants to take credit for what's good. People don't want to take credit for that bad stuff. Like, for example, nobody wants to take credit for the fact that we all drive cars and we are polluting the world a little bit more. You see what I'm saying? And that's not our job to focus on stuff like that. So we give credit where it's due, and we give credit where we want to give credit. And you can give credit to any area of your life, all the way down to the fact that we do drive cars and we are polluting the universe. But why even see it as that? Why don't we just see it as we are expanding the universe, instead of looking from such a fear-based reality and thinking that everything is meant to be scared about? It's not. Like, we always want the credit. Like, I be seeing people on TikTok now all the time, dance credit this, inspired by this, and there's nothing wrong with giving credit. If somebody wants to give credit, they should and could give credit. Anybody could give credit for whatever they want to give credit for, but all of us are adding our own specific, unique touch to every aspect of life that already exists. So we're changing it as we are living it. So no matter what anybody created, as soon as you get your hands on it, it's a totally different form now. It's not even the same original form of creation. Now it's that creation that was already created on top of what you are now bringing to the table. So it's not the same. It's different. Even though it might be dominantly inspired by somebody else, everything is dominantly inspired by life. Before any of us could live any aspect of life that we are living, we had to not know. We had to look at others, and we still are doing that to this day. No matter how blessed and how talented you are still looking at life in different forms and different aspects to find your inspiration. And then you are applying what you are pulling out of life, and you're creating something with it. And then you want your credit, and it's totally fine. You are going to get your credit, but only when you're not pressed for it. So don't be pressed for credit. Just know credit comes to people who are credible. Okay, when you are credible, nobody can take that from you. Nobody, not any single person can take the credit that you deserve away from you when you are producing good work and you are really just somebody out here working and doing what you need to be doing, providing for yourself, providing for your people, just being cooperative component to the world that we live in. It's like you are cooperating with the universe in a good way, in which is making the universe a better place. So you deserve to get better stuff out of life. The people who are not taking the time to do that stuff, like, you got to sit back and reevaluate. Everybody wants credit, but some people want too much credit. And is there such thing as too much credit? Let's really have a discussion. Let's talk about this. Y'all can have comments. I want y'all to leave comments in the comment section. Let me know. Is there such thing as too much credit or no? Or is it just credit? Credit is due where it's due, and you will get the credit where you're supposed to have it. So really just sit back and dive inside of yourself and just know that you are very infinite and that you don't even need credit for one thing that you've done, because you've done so much that you're not even giving yourself credit for already. So start to give yourself credit now. When you start to give yourself credit now, then you don't seem to need so much credit from other people. You don't need so many other people to be like, hey, he did this and he did that and he did this, because it's a lot of stuff that I did, and there's so many different ways that I inspire people, and I just want people to continue to be inspired. That's it. Like, even when you look at me and you see that I do something, even if you want to copy it exactly as you see it done, at least I know I inspired you. Well, hello, come on, y'all. Let's go. Interruption. Can you please? Thank you. Maybe it was time for me to change my drift. But so y'all get the point. Credit is, everybody wants credit, especially in this realm that we live in. We live in a financially based reality where everything is really based off of finances, and you got to have money. So people want their credit because your credit is your money. But really, your credit goes beyond money. Your credit goes beyond anything physical that you can even see it being, because who you are is so expansive, it's so creative that no matter what you do, you're going to get credit for it if you are doing it in a good way. Look, this is the thing. Everybody gets credit for what they do already. So what's the point of being pressed for credit when you're already getting it? But when you so pressed for credit, then you're doing less creating in good ways, and you're creating in more negative ways, which are really stunting you from getting the credit that you really want. So if you just stay focused on being the best version of you every day, all day, as much as you can, even though it's not the easiest thing to do every day, you just do it, you make it happen, and then you will get the credit that you deserve, okay? You gonna get that credit, so don't be pressed for it, all right? It took me a long time to get the credit that I get today. People might see me on social media one day, just wake up and be like, oh, this man, oh, look how far he's come. That's how we always look at famous people when they are finally under the limelight. It's like, okay, or just anybody that's very relevant, anybody that's changing the world for the better. When they finally get that exposure, it's kind of like, oh, where did they come from? They just came out of nowhere. Nah, they've been doing a lot building up to where they are today. And you are too. So that's why I'm giving all of y'all the credit right now. Everybody that took time to get to this part of the video, shout out to you. You get credit for actually caring enough to listen about different ways to get you to expand yourself and become a better version of who you already are. Because all of us are great, but there's always room for improvement. And until you keep constantly improving, then you will keep constantly getting credit. And then there will become a point in your life where you're getting so much credit that you start pushing it away. Like, you know what? I don't even want the credit for that. Because you realize that life is the most credible source, and that without life, we would not be creating. And without us creating, then there's nothing to have credit for. I want y'all to soak on that. Swallow that pill, drink some water, keep it flowing. I love you guys so much. Keep on growing and keep going.